Welcome to the Explainer. You know that feeling, right? You're just trying to get through your day and bam, a surprise bill, a tough conversation you've been dreading, a project you've poured your heart into just goes completely off the rails. It is so easy to feel overwhelmed. But what if I told you there's a timeless mental toolkit that can help you turn those very obstacles into your greatest strengths? Well, today we're building that exact toolkit. I mean, we all face it. You watch the market dip right after you've invested, a simple misunderstanding with a friend somehow spirals out of control, or that flight delay just completely wrecks your well-laid plans. These things, these external events, they can make us feel absolutely powerless, like we're just along for the ride in a world that happens to us. But here's a game-changing idea from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus. He says it's not the surprise bill or the flight delay that's the real issue. The real problem, and this is the important part, the solution, is in the story we tell ourselves about it. It all comes down to how we choose to respond. Okay, so here's our game plan for today. We're going to start by really getting this core shift from problem to power. Then we'll dive into mastering our own minds, building some serious resilience, acting with purpose, and finally, we'll talk about taking that all-important first step. So the whole foundation of this toolkit is something called the Stoic pivot. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's this fundamental shift in perspective. Instead of staring outward at all these external problems you can't change, you pivot inward. You focus on the one thing you always have control over, your response. So, our first and maybe most powerful tool is all about taking command of the one thing you have total ownership over, your own mind. This is where you really start to reclaim your power and begin building solutions instead of just staring at problems. Okay, now this slide is so important because it just lays it all out. On the left, you've got the external stuff, the traffic jam, that weird email from your boss, the project that got shut down. You can't do a thing about any of that. But look at the right side. That's your internal response, your mindset, the way you talk to yourself about it, your very next move. That is where all your power is hiding. So how do you actually do this in the real world? Well, you can beat that negative self-talk with a really simple 3-step process. First, just identify it. Just become aware of that critical voice in your head. Second, analyze it. Just pause for a second and ask, hey, where is this even coming from? And third, you consciously reframe it. You turn this is a total disaster into, okay, what does the situation now make possible? And this quote just nails the end goal, right? Oprah Winfrey, who has faced unbelievable adversity, perfectly captures this whole Stoic idea. It's not about pretending pain or failure doesn't exist. It's about mining those experiences for wisdom. It's about transforming them into a real source of strength. Okay, so now that we're getting a handle on our thoughts, let's talk about building a kind of mental fortress, a place that's designed to protect our inner peace from all the chaos of the outside world. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, he called this fortress the inner citadel. Just think of it like a mental sanctuary inside you. It's this internal space that can stay calm and strong no matter what kind of storm is raging outside. And that's the incredible thing about it. You don't need to book a flight or go on some fancy retreat to find peace. Like Marcus Aurelius says, your greatest source of quiet is always accessible. It's right there inside you at any given moment. So how do we build the walls of this thing? Well, we do it by taking deliberate protective actions. It means setting firm personal boundaries. It means learning to say no when you're already swamped. It means not tying your own happiness to someone else's approval. And yeah, it means having the courage to just walk away from situations that are draining your energy and threatening your peace. All right, let's get to our final tool and see how all this builds into taking focused, meaningful action. Because a strong mind is great, but it's what you do with it that really, truly matters. So look at this. This is the crucial point. Think about where you spend your energy. Most of us, if we're honest, waste the vast majority of our time and mental space worrying about everything in that big purple slice, the stuff we have zero control over. The whole Stoic approach is to shift 100% of your focus to that small but incredibly powerful blue slice. This right here, this is your circle of control. You can't control the past or the future. You can't control how other people react or what the economy is going to do. But you have complete control over your own actions, the goals you set, the values you live by, and the effort you put in right now. That's not just some of your power. That's all of it. I mean, Michael Jordan famously said he missed over 9,000 shots in his career. He couldn't control if any single one of those shots went in. But what he could control was his response to every single miss. Relentless, focused practice. He poured his energy into his effort, not the outcome of any one particular shot. And you can apply this immediately. Just focus on small, consistent daily habits that are entirely within your control. Strengthen your body with some exercise. Nourish your mind by reading for just 15 minutes. End your day with a little reflection, asking, how can I be a little better tomorrow? And practice gratitude to focus on what you have to work with, not what you feel you're missing. So, what I really want you to take away from all this is that you don't have to wait for your problems to magically disappear to feel powerful. You can start making that shift, that pivot from external problems to internal solutions right now. Look, this Stoic toolkit isn't about some kind of magical thinking or pretending problems don't exist. It's about a deep shift in focus that makes you stronger than your problems. It's about building a life of purpose and peace, not by changing the world around you, but by mastering yourself. And that really brings us to the end. The journey to a more resilient life, it doesn't start with some huge, grand plan. It starts with a single, simple question. So I want you to ask yourself this. What is one small thing entirely within my power that I can do today to move forward? That's your first step. Go take it.